Dean, how was the session out there today?
Yeah, competitive. This is our main session for the week, and some of our leaders challenged the group about the type of session that we wanted to get today, and I think the outcome of it was, positive, good learning experiences, but a defensive intensity that allowed us to get better.
What was the mindset within the group, obviously coming off two overtime losses, 4 losses in a row coming out of the FIBA break? How does this group come together and regroup ahead of 2 more big games?
Yeah, we know we made really good improvements from those first 2 losses to the 2 overtime losses with our defence, and that gave us opportunity to win both games. Obviously spent a little bit of time on just our spacing and end game execution and how we attack those moments a little bit better.
Coming off a pretty awful shooting game, 1 for 28 from 3, is there a renewed sense of emphasis on the 3 ball when you come in today, or is it a sense of we got good shots, they didn't go in, we're going to keep doing what we do?
Yeah, I think the style of play doesn't change for us. Can we create 30 great 3-point looks every game? We didn't. We created 13 great looks, and so that number's lower than it has been, throughout the year. And so we look at that as an execution point, both from coaches and players, about the type of threes that we took, and too many of them contested, and can we get better ones? And then we back the work that we've done to say, yep, the numbers over the course of the year will say that we hopefully won't do that again, and we'll shoot it better. But when you look at all those factors to say, we turned it over 24 times, we shot 1 of 28, and we've got a possession to win the basketball game. There were so many other great things that we did with our rebounding and our defense.
Shea Ili returns to the lineup. Talk about what you saw from him, and I guess how pleased you were to see how his body responded after coming back from such an extended break.
Yeah, obviously, there's just a rhythm that you've got to, find. And I thought, just to get him through the 2 games and play against 2 of the best offensive talents in the league in Cotton and Davis, and reintroduce him to playing that type of defense against those kind of caliber guys was great. But yeah, I just thought even in practice today, he just had a way better rhythm with his teammates and a way better aggression in attacking the paint.
Finn Delaney, obviously you brought him in to be a focal point of this offense as a connector. Can you talk about how pleased you've been in the way he's been playing, and especially these last 2 games?
Yeah, I think we've needed certainly the rebounding component from him these last couple of games, and I thought really picked up in that area. He was one of the guys that really drove our pace with his sprints the other night. And then his screening angles are elite, and that'll often get him open at times to keep playing to the next side or get to the rim, but also frees up our guards to create offense.
A fair few NBA scouts in the building today having a look at the team, and especially Dash Daniels. Can you talk about what you've seen from him in the spurts that he gets on the court, and his ability to play that elite defense at his age?
Yeah, then the scouts were talking about him starting against Bryce the other night, and they saw some really good things from him, and then even though we only played him 6 or 7 minutes the other night, they were certainly it's like, well, that's what it's going to be like in the NBA. You've got to go from one game playing a lot to next game, and how you deal with it and how you do those things. So I think they saw a lot of a few other things in practice today. About his ability to shoot the basketball, be a good decision maker, and be a high level defender that everyone knows he is.
And Illawarra on Thursday night at home, 1-1 against them on the season, obviously, with a pretty thrilling game down in Illawarra in that last one. Talk about the anticipation for that game back at home again.
Yeah, McGee's one of those guys that's a little bit different to everyone else in the league, and so how you strategize to try and limit his impact on the game, and the back playing at a pretty high pace, and really trying to run in as many transition baskets as possible. And so us taking care of the basketball better than we did the other night, and we can't have any live ball turnovers with them. They really punish you, and obviously a game that high level talent, and a game we're really looking forward to trying to take one more step.